In the Phantom Menace, Darth Maul was moments away from emerging from his duel on Naboo completely successful, in having defeated not only Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn, but his Padawan Obi-Wan as well. Having delivered a fatal blow to the Jedi Master, Maul was able to dismantle Obi-Wan, gaining a dominant position over him and achieving everything but a killing strike. However, it was at this point that Maul became distracted, allowing his pride to get the better of him, and ultimately allowing Obi-Wan to surprise him and steal a victory that should have belonged to the Sith Lord. But this wasn't the first time that Maul allowed himself to be overwhelmed in the face of glory, choosing to draw the moment out and taunt what appeared to be a fallen foe. In fact, this type of weakness had been seen before in Maul and understood perfectly by his master Darth Sidious, and therefore, who should have known that Maul was vulnerable to both pride and distraction when dueling against the sworn enemies of the Sith, the Jedi. In this video expose, I will explain why Palpatine should have foreseen Darth Maul's defeat on Naboo. In the months leading up to the Naboo crisis and the ultimate re-emergence of the Sith through Darth Maul's actions upon Tatooine, Darth Sidious turned to his apprentice in order to decimate the leadership of the Black Sun criminal cartel, who were beginning to interfere with the plans of the Sith. Having just gifted Maul a ship of his own in the Scimitar to carry out the mission, Sidious provided Maul with detailed instructions on how to handle the Black Sun, thereby ensuring the attack ended in success. Because time was a luxury the Sith couldn't enjoy, Sidious developed a plan wherein the primary strike against the leader of the Black Sun, Alexei Garen, and the remainder of his Vigos could be performed in a single location. First, Maul was to kill the Black Sun Vigo Boss Darnata, and then jump the Scimitar to Mon Calamari to kill the Vigo Morn. As Sidious understood it, the loss of these two Vigos would force Garen to recall the remaining 7 to his fortress on the core planet of Raltir, where Maul could then eliminate the entire leadership of the Black Sun with one devastating action. As Sidious explained these plans to Maul, he noticed his apprentice started to reveal a look of eagerness. In order to focus him and ensure that the plan succeeded, Sidious walked over to Maul, placed his hands on the Zabrik's shoulders, and warned him about the difficulty of the mission, given how skilled his opponents would be and the sheer number he'd have to deal with. More than anything, however, Sidious pressed upon Maul that he should see to it that no witnesses remained to inform others of what transpired. When Maul promised to eliminate the Black Sun as an impediment to the plans of the Sith, Sidious dismissed his apprentice to begin his mission. However, a unique feeling caused Sidious to follow Maul's Scimitar through the dark side as it was leaving Coruscant. As he tracked the ship, Sidious recognized that Maul had taken a route that angled towards the Jedi Temple rather than away from it. Despite the years of victories that Maul had fighting against countless opponents that had been staged by Sidious, he immediately recognized the restlessness that seemed to overtake his apprentice. As the Darth Plagueis novel states from Sidious's perspective, this one will not be content until he has killed a Jedi Master, assuming that pride didn't defeat him first. Therefore, Sidious knew not only how impatient Maul was growing in his desire to test his skills against a Jedi Master, but also that pride was a significant obstacle that threatened to undermine his apprentice, and which may prove to be his undoing. However, Maul's weaknesses in allowing pride to get the best of him, and how prone he was to distraction once he disarmed an opponent, became abundantly clear to Sidious when his apprentice returned from his mission to eliminate the Black Sun leadership, and should have allowed him to foresee Maul's defeat at the hands of the Jedi on Naboo. Once Maul returned to Coruscant, Sidious immediately started to question him about the details of the mission. While Maul was confident in his eliminations of the Black Sun Vigos, Sidious detected some hesitation when discussing the death of the Black Sun leader, Alexei Garen. Recognizing that Maul returned with a wound upon his hand, Sidious determined that it must have been caused by Garen himself. Looking to understand the details of Maul's actions, Sidious pressed his apprentice on the exact elements surrounding Garen's death. Eventually, Sidious got Maul to admit that in Garen's final moments, he taunted the Black Sun leader, by revealing not only the fact that the Sith would one day get their revenge, but that Maul answered to a master of his own. At this, Sidious became infuriated at Maul, indicating that should Garen have somehow reversed the situation and defeated him, the plans of the Sith would have been betrayed, and thus placed in a vulnerable position. However, even beyond the potential repercussions regarding the plans of the Sith, Sidious was disappointed in the personal failings of Maul, recognizing that he was prone to distraction and the failures driven by his pride. Sidious tried to turn the situation into a learning opportunity for Maul, telling him, "I hope you thanked him before you killed him, because he taught you a valuable lesson. When you face someone strong in the Force, you must remain focused, even when you're convinced that your opponent is incapacitated. Then is not the time to bask in the glory of your victory or draw out the moment. You must deliver a killing strike and be done with it. Reserve your self-praise for after the fact, or you will suffer more than a hand wound." Although Maul promised that he'd remember the words of his master, we know that the exact situation that Sidious warned him of would play out upon Naboo in the duel between Maul and Obi-Wan. Maul would prematurely bask in the glory of his victories and fail to deliver a killing strike to Obi-Wan, thereby leading to his defeat upon Naboo. Therefore, given Sidious's specific warning to Maul, as well as Sidious's knowledge of his apprentice's vulnerability to distraction and pride, specifically when it came to the opportunity to kill a Jedi, Sidious should have foreseen Maul's ultimate defeat for these very reasons upon Naboo. So there we have it, why Palpatine should have foreseen Maul's defeat in the Phantom Menace. We love making these videos, so why not subscribe for more fun Star Wars theories and discussions? Also, if you enjoyed the video, think about giving a like or leaving a comment. Or perhaps follow us on Twitter at SW Reading Club for updates regarding the channel. Or support the channel on Patreon for access to exclusive hangouts and book discussions. If not for me, for Alexi Garen.